man.
Hey man.
Just in time for it to rain. You got a new camera, don't you?
Yeah.
It's the only time you'd ever have your camera out.
Pretty much. Oh yeah?
We're gonna cook some ribs. Two things arrived in the mail today. We got some meat from the meat box, but also this is from the bread box, a place that cooks bread and then ships it out to you on, I think, Tuesdays and Fridays. So I thought I'd give that a go. So we'll make some meat, and then while the meat is cooking, have some sandwiches. Check this out. Yes! Woo! This is from Meatbox. This is a set of baby back ribs. We'll explain what baby back ribs are in a second, but first let's get it out of the box. So a baby back rib is when you've got a pig and you've got a pig's face.
Is that a pig?
Yeah, that's a pig. Okay, so your ribs are obviously from the spine down to the belly. And that section there is called the baby backs. That section there is called the spare ribs. That section there is called the St. Louis cut, where you don't have the end bit, which is full of all that cartilage. The difference between the baby backs and the spare ribs is the spare ribs have got a lot more fat on them. The meat's in between the bone instead of sort of on top of the bone. With the baby backs, they're a lot meatier, a lot less fatty, which means I think it'll cook faster. We'll have less margin for error for drying them out. So we'll go for quite a short cook, probably only 2 hours under smoke to get the nice color. Wrap them for maybe another 2 hours. To be honest, it's my first time cooking baby back ribs, so this is a bit of an experiment.
So he's already got the coals heating up anyway, so what are we going to do now? Heat up the drum. So I think we might do a sweet one, and then a real spicy one, and then one with just like salt and pepper, and then what else? We need one more after that, because we've got 4 baby back ribs.
Should we do one that's really, really hot?
Yeah, okay.
Use some of the Cully's super hot sauce.
Like proper hot.
Yeah. For a change. You know, we haven't filmed these with a real camera since episode 1. Every other video has been filmed on iPhones.
Pretty crazy, eh?
This has been filmed on a Sony A7S III, am I right?
That's right.
Yeah. It's spent at least 3-4 hours in that cryovac, so just wiping off some of that moisture. I'm inclined to say let's just not trim it at all.
Yeah, just chuck it on.
We just had a close look. They've been butchered beautifully. We're not going to trim them at all.
Pretty much just season them and cut them on.
Yeah. Alright, we're going to do 2 of these ribs are going to be hot, and then the other 2 are going to be not hot. So for the hot ones, we're going to use a sriracha as a binder. Massage that in there. For the ribs that are not going to be a hot flavor, we're going to do a mustard as a binder to help the rub stick. Everything needs salt, everything needs pepper. So we'll start there before we start diversifying our flavors. You can't see up my skirt, can you?
Maybe a little bit.
I don't mind if you can see it, but I usually go pretty aggressive on pepper. I have a theory, I've got no science to back it, but I have a theory that pepper helps smoke particles, which taste like smoke. They help them attach to the meat. If the meat was completely smooth, maybe it wouldn't acquire quite so much smoky flavor. Whee!
Do you think people are going to say, why are you doing the underside?
Why am I doing the underside? That's a good question. Because seasoning is cheap.
So why not?
Why the hell not?
So we decided we're going to just do the seasoning and do the chili on the hot ones, and then once they're sort of going brown, then we'll start to glaze with the flavors, like the honey one and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, go from there.
This guy's sitting at 275 or 250 Fahrenheit, which should be just about perfect. What do you reckon we should do? Like 2 hours in the drum and then 2 hours wrapped?
I reckon just play it out, see how it goes.
All right, we'll
put them in and then see how quickly they start to go brown.
Yeah. So we'll put them in, we'll watch them closely until they look the color we want, then we'll add all the extra flavoring, wrap them up.
I think way more of this is actual common sense and just keeping an eye on temperatures and colors, and yeah, just winging it a little bit. I mean, there's obviously some method behind it, but it's the first time for us doing baby back ribs, so we'll see how it goes.
So I wouldn't win any food hygiene awards with this drum. I'm just scraping the rust off before I put the meat on. I was going to put this water bowl in, but with 4 racks of ribs and a drum this big, I don't think we're going to fit them. So we might need to invite some more people over. Quite a few ribs. Oh man, this is going to be so nice. I've got one wet piece of manuka, feel that.
I'll get a bit of smoke.
We'll have to do the trick. Right. We'll check that out in a couple of hours. In the meantime, we might check out some bread.
Got a bit of blue sky even.
Let's cook up some bread, man. Anyway, bread box. There's this butcher, not a butcher, what do you call it? A baker called, I think, Bolare, something like that. Can't remember really. But it's breadbox.co.nz. You order the bread, it arrives the same day it was baked in your letterbox. So I got sourdough 3 ways. Oh yeah. Look at that. That's beautiful. Man, this is really fucking good.
Yeah.
Hello. Oh, they're looking pretty, man.
Yeah.
Getting a nice colour. Need it a little bit longer. Looks like a little piece of rust from the barrel has fallen on the meat, so it's not good. We'll put together the bastes. We're going to do, as we said earlier, we're going to do a really, really hot one, a medium hot one, a sweet one, and then leave one of them without any baste at all. So we'll start with the hottest one. We'll probably put a couple of different hot sauces in there and build it up with some butter to make it more substantial and goopy. We'll use Stubbs original barbecue sauce as the base, and then just add a bit of chili to dial it up a bit. This is Cully's Befriend Me, I'm Hot, is what it's called. No, Befriend Me, That's Hot, that's what it's called. They've got a spectrum of 1 to 10 for the heat scale of their sauces. This one's an 11. That should be nice. Do you know anyone who can't handle heat? We don't really befriend those people, do we?
Not really. Yeah, that'll do. I can smell the hot.
Yeah, your eyes are going to start watering soon.
Yeah, the hot is in my nose. Yeah.
Hot enough?
That's a good time.
We're definitely winning for heat. We're going to add a little bit of sweetness. Take the edge off.
That'll be right.
I'm cool, man. The colour's getting there, but I'm hangry. I'm not hangry yet, but I'm hungry. We're going to flip them over. And I reckon, because the heat is all coming from one side, you know, I bet when I flip these over it's going to be quite dark, so we want that on both sides. God damn, that's hot. Give it
that's meant.
30 minutes like that, then we'll wrap them up. Ooh. I saw on the YouTube channel, All Things Barbecue, a recipe for a sauce with sriracha, honey, garlic, ginger, so we're going to try that as the medium hot one. Not that hot, but it should be delicious.
Just a little.
It certainly looked delicious.
Just a little tang.
A little tang, exactly.
Now, poor vegans just hanging, working.
Vegetarian.
Eh?
Vegetarian.
Are you not vegan, just vegetarian?
Yeah. Probably a little overzealous on that ginger, so I'm just going to go half of it. Gonna add a little bit of butter to this one, thicken it up. Do you want to try that?
Yeah, it's good. Maybe a little brown sugar.
2 hours, 20 minutes. This is how she's looking. Pretty bloody beautiful. Yo, look at that. Oh, I'm burning my hands. Should we start with the... This is the hottest one, yeah?
Yeah.
We'll make a bit of a bed.
Put some on it as well.
Cool. Double layer of tin foil. One down. This honey is not very runny.
Just leave it like that.
Yeah,
Leave it like that, all clumpy, because it'll melt anyway.
true. Yeah. This guy's going to go in with no glaze, no nothing.
Just meat.
Salt and pepper. No brisket and beers video would be complete without a beer review. So we're going to talk about McLeod's 802, episode 34. McLeod's is in Waipu, Northland. It's actually only 15 minutes from my house in Mangawhai. Probably one of the winningest beers in the country. This is a series of unfiltered beers. They've done 34 of them so far, obviously. This beer tastes like hope, meaning, optimism. As I take this upon my palate and let it envelop my sense of being, I feel like a will to go on, to continue in this dark life.
You trying to be your little brother? You're harnessing the Elia.
I'm trying to harness the Elia. You keep throwing me off. All right. This is what we call a timely beverage. Ching ching.
Ching ching.
What time did you say? You said 1:30, 1:15.
Something like that.
We put the ribs on at 1:15. It's 5:55. I don't know how long that is, but we're going to finish them off by unwrapping them and leaving them on the flame for 10-15 minutes, just to let the goopiness set up a little bit. Super hot. Yeah, that must be the salt and pepper one.
Yeah.
Or it might be the honey one. It's going to be the hot one, I think. Oh, look at that.
Shit.
I'm going to keep all that moisture. So by way of recap, this one is the ridiculously hot one, and that looks incredible. Can't wait to eat that. This one's just straight salt and pepper. That looks cool too. This one is a super hot one. I guess that sauce had a lot of sugar in it because this came out really black. It might still be edible. Doesn't smell burnt. It smells hot, but this is the one that had ginger, garlic, honey, and sriracha. So
And then this black boy.
then this guy is totally burnt, so that was a mistake. Basically putting straight honey. We should have known, of course, it's just pure sugar. So that's not going to be the most delicious one. But we've got our buddy Johnny coming over, and he's going to do the taste test for us.
This place looks cool.
Have you not been there?
Cooler than I remember.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, bro.
It is cool.
This is cool.
Oh, you haven't been here?
I've been here, but it looks cooler than I remember, you know. I feel like I'm on the last dab. Don't copyright strike me, but I do feel like that's the experience I'm going to get tonight. And I'm excited for it.
All the aesthetic.
Don't know where to cut. Let's try. Start there.
Yeah, we.
Just pull it apart.
I'll just pull it apart, eh?
Just give him one to chew on. I don't know. It's a bit of Russian roulette for you, Johnny.
It is, eh? Wow. Sniff test. Authentic. Smells authentic. I'm very new to this, so I don't know any of the correct
good.
buzzwords or adjectives. So do I just go like this?
Just give it out of 10.
Oh!
Okay, Johnny hasn't been with us all day. He's going to try it first.
Fresh in the door. Look at this thing. It's like a necklace of meat. Oh my gosh. This feels intense. Soft. Like a pearl necklace. Cut that.
I think that's about all we need to be said, really. And that's how ribs are done.
Yeah, okay, what about the comparison
I don't
thing?
give a fuck. I just want to eat ribs.
Alright, fair enough. We think that they're all the winners.
Yeah.
We think that they
Except
all
for
get a
this-
trophy.
Except for this poor asshole.
This guy, you can hear, just don't put straight sugar on your ribs. It will burn. Anyway, all the rest of the ribs were absolutely perfect, if I do say so myself. Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, totally.
Absolutely.